Soft skills are so important, so today we will talk about 6 soft skills that you, me, we can strengthen in 2022 coming up. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rod Vester, and I'm so pleased that you're here today. This is the best place for musicians who want to learn skills on and off the instrument. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss a video that I upload every week. All right, so let's get started. What are soft skills? Soft skills are character traits and interpersonal skills and attributes that enable someone to interact with other people effectively and harmoniously. So some examples of soft skills are communication, time management, conflict resolution, teamwork, etc., etc. There are many different soft skills, but today I want to talk about 6 soft skills that I think are really important for us to strengthen. And you'll see some overlap in some of these soft skills that spill over to other soft skills, which is pretty cool, right? So let's get started. Number 1, adaptability. Adaptability is important because the world around us is evolving, right? And so as the world around us evolve, things that we are connected to will evolve as well, right? So it becomes really important that we be able to adapt to new things that are changing in our work, in music, in our life, in our relationships, all things considered. We have to learn how to be flexible and be able to change as things change around us. And also, being adaptable means that you are willing to learn, which is also just as important, because learning encourages improvement, collaboration, teamwork, conflict resolution, problem-solving skills, kind of all of those things. So as you become more adaptable, you are learning in the process of becoming more adaptable. Make sense? All right, so number 2 is teachable. We must remain teachable. No matter how much we learn, no matter how much we study, no matter how many degrees we pursue, we must always remain teachable. And being teachable doesn't mean that we are always looking to older people or more wise people in order to learn from them. You can learn from anybody and everybody, and we should be trying to learn from any and everybody. So it doesn't matter about age, it doesn't matter about race, ethnicity, culture. None of that really matters when you are seeking to be teachable, seeking to learn from others. So we must always remain teachable. Number 3, another skill to strengthen in the new year is communication. So there are 3 forms of communication. We have written communication, we have verbal communication, and we have nonverbal communication. Something that we don't really spend too much time on or time talking about is the nonverbal communication. Going back to my psychology days and studying psychology, I remember someone saying that you cannot not communicate, which means that even if you're not talking, even if you're not writing, you're still communicating, okay? So you're communicating with your body language, you can communicate with your facial expressions. I know I'm really bad at that, and I know musicians, like that's something that we have to work on, rolling your eyes or whatever. So your body language and your nonverbal communication is really just as important as your verbal communication, right? So they're both equally important. So moving forward, working on your communication skills, whether they are written, verbal, or nonverbal, become really important for your success. And while we're talking about communication, also become more timely in communicating with others or replying to others, whether that is via email or text message or voicemail, which I'm really bad at, by the way. That's something I need to strengthen, become better at voicemails, because sometimes I just forget about voicemails because I don't talk on the phone a lot. But anyway, all of those things, all of those forms of communication, we want to be able to strengthen those in this new year. Number 4, problem solving. You want to be able to strengthen your problem-solving skills. And I think problem-solving skills break down into 4 different parts. Let's talk about those parts now. Number 1, you have to generate a set of alternative interventions to achieve an end goal. Number 2, you want to evaluate best solutions. Number 3, you want to implement a plan. And then number 4, you want to assess effectiveness. So being able to problem solve consistently and have that part of your DNA, if you will, is going to be a really important part of your success, not just in the new year, but in years to come, because you want to be able and you have to be able to be a problem solver, right? So when you see any type of issue, yes, it may be a barrier, but begin to think about how can I, lessen this barrier, chip away at this barrier, just eliminate this barrier, whatever it is. So always think about like, how can I solve this particular problem? And not just a problem for me, but how can I solve problems for other people as well? And so problem solving skills, number 4, is going to be really, really important for us to strengthen moving forward. Number 5, take the initiative. So if you see something that needs to be done, just don't sit around and look around and wait until someone else does this thing that needs to be done, but you take the initiative and do whatever needs to be done. And also, as you take the initiative, find opportunities to improve yourself, your ensemble that you're a part of, your band, or in school, or whatever your work, whatever you're doing. Find ways to improve and bring ideas to people, to the culture, to the work environment, to all things. So seek out opportunities to improve. And you also want to voice your ideas. So don't sit around, don't sit in the meeting and just, let all your ideas stay within your head, but voice your ideas, share your ideas with others, with friends, with colleagues, with anybody, right? And also don't just talk about your ideas, but put them into action. So work on your ideas and try your ideas out, because the thing is, if you never try your ideas out, you'll never know if they will work. So be courageous in that regard and just put your ideas out there. But again, voice your ideas. Don't just sit on your ideas, but voice them. Number 6, you want to be confident yet humble. So how do you do this? In order to become more self-confident, there's many ways to do this, but one thing that you must do is really identify and eliminate any type of limiting beliefs that you have, right? So a lot of being self-confident is in the mind, right? And most things start in the mind. So how you think is a reflection on how you portray yourself and how you act and how you behave and all of that, right? So, as you begin to become more confident yet humble, we'll get to the humble part in a second, but as you begin to become more confident, you want to, again, identify what is limiting you from being self-confident or being better confident or whatever that is. So you have to think about that and have to address that, and then chip away at that idea. And also you want to begin practicing self-positive talk, right? Because, again, with all of this happening in our mind, if we feed ourselves negative thoughts, then that begins to alter our self-confidence. It begins to alter us, begins to, make us less than what we really can be because of these self-defeating negative things we may be feeding ourselves. So practicing positive self-talk. Here are some examples. I get better every day. I am enough. I can learn from my mistakes, and my mistakes will help me learn and grow. I forgive myself for my mistakes. So there are many, many positive self-talks, and really just a way to make a negative positive, right? So, by saying that, I suck at this, you can say, I'm getting better at this, right? So taking that negative thing and making it a positive thing. So now let's address the humble part. So I always tell musicians that anytime that you are starting to feel yourself too much, and you start to think that, you're probably more than what you really are, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go to YouTube, type in your instrument and maybe a song that you're learning at the moment. Just type that in on YouTube and watch this 10-year-old kid who's killing it, who's performing repertoire that you're working on now, right? So bring it down, people, bring it down, right? So we want to remain humble, right? We're all learning and we're all trying to grow and we're all trying to become better at whatever we're trying to do, whether it's better musicians, better people, better humans, or whatever better that we're trying to achieve. It's a journey that we're all on. And so none of us have arrived, right? None of us have arrived, right? And again, if you think you have arrived, do that exercise, go to YouTube, type in that song and, lull yourself. So be confident yet humble. Here's the question of today. So which one of these 6 soft skills are you going to work on? Or maybe you're working on another soft skill. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you next time.